Hey guys, we've been talking about adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. And I want to clear up a few things. So if you look at this next slide, what is the difference between these three expressions? Let me know right now. If you said that the first one involves addition, and the second one is involving subtraction, and the third one is multiplying, you're correct. We need to be careful when we perform operations using polynomials and don't get in a hurry, because like A and C, actually all of these use the exact same numbers. All the same things are in parentheses, but there are different operations going on. So with A, you have this plus sign going on in between the two parentheses. That means right here we're going to add these two binomials, and we'll end up with a binomial. Between the parentheses on B, we have a subtraction sign, which means we're going to subtract the two binomials. And then finally on C, there is no space in between these two parentheses. When there's no space, what that means is this is multiplication. So that's when we distribute twice and multiply. So there was some confusion on that, and I wanted to clear that up. So now, if I'm going to simplify this expression, simplifying this expression looks like we combine like terms because we have addition right here. So that means we're going to combine what looks like. So you got a 2x, and he goes with 4x. So 2x plus 4x is one thing that we're going to combine, one set of terms. And then 3y and negative y. So it's a positive 3y and a negative y. So when we combine our like terms, you'll see that we get 2x plus 4x is 6x, and 3y minus y gives me positive 2y. There's nothing else I can combine here, so I have simplified the expression. Okay, you try one of these on your own. Now, to simplify this expression, we have subtraction going on. This is the same one that we started with when we were talking about A, B, and C. So if I have subtraction here, that means technically what I have in front of this second set of parentheses is a negative 1. So right here, this is a negative 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute that negative 1 to everyone inside of the parentheses in order to change the signs and deal with the subtraction that we have going on. So I didn't do anything to the first parentheses, so I'll just write down 2x plus 3y. And then negative 1 times 4x gives me a negative 4x. Negative 1 times negative y gives me a positive y. Now I'm ready to combine like terms. I couldn't combine them before because I had to deal with the subtraction first, which means I had to distribute a negative 1. So now that I can combine like terms, I have a 2x and a negative 4x, which gives me a negative 2x. And then I had a positive 3y and a positive y, which would give me positive 4y. I can't combine the x's and y's, so that leaves me with negative 2x plus 4y as my final answer for simplifying this expression. Okay, you try this next one on your own. See if you get the answer right. Now what I want to do is I want to simplify this expression. But notice, this is the same one. This is C from when we started out this video. In between the parentheses, do I have any operation sign? No, I don't. So if there's no sign in between those two parentheses, I know I'm going to be doing multiplication. So in order to multiply, I'm going to have to distribute 2 times because I have a binomial times a binomial. So that means this one has 2 terms and this one has 2 terms. So we distribute 2 times. So take this 2x and distribute it to the 4x and the negative y. So 2x times 4x gives me 8x squared. 2x times negative y will give me negative 2xy. Alright, so I've distributed that first term to the second parentheses 2 times. Now I have to distribute the second term in that first set of parentheses twice to the second set of parentheses. So 3y times 4x will give me positive 12xy. And I'm putting my variables in alphabetical order here. So then 3y times negative y will give me negative 3y squared. Now, I have another step to do. I've got to determine, can I combine like terms? If I can, I need to do it. Well, will anybody go with 8x squared? No. So I write it down. For negative 2xy, I have a 12xy that goes with it. So negative 2xy plus 12xy will give me positive 10xy. And then finally, I have negative 3y squared, and I have no other terms that will go with that. So minus 3y squared. This is my simplified expression. Okay, try this next problem on your own and see if you get the answer right once again. Okay, so we have multiplied binomial times a binomial. We have added and subtracted two binomials. So now what I want to do is I want to look at a binomial times a trinomial. Remember, a binomial has 2 terms, a trinomial has 3 terms, a polynomial has any number of terms above 3. So looking at this problem, we're multiplying because there's nothing in between these 2 sets of parentheses here. The operation then, if there's nothing in between these 2, is going to be multiplication. So that means I'm going to take this 5x and I'm going to distribute it to the 3x squared. I'm going to distribute it to the 2x, and I'm going to distribute it to the negative 6. So I'll have 15, and then x times x squared will give me x cubed. Alright? Now, I'll have 5x times positive 2x, which will give me 10x squared. Then I have 5x times a negative 6 will give me negative 30x. So I've distributed the first parentheses one time, but I only did the first term. Now I have to do the second one. So I have to distribute this one to everyone in the second set of parentheses. So 1 times 3x squared will give me positive 3x squared. 1 times 2x will give me positive 2x. And 1 times negative 6 will give me a negative 6. I've multiplied everything out. Now what I need to do is I need to combine like terms. So if I start at the beginning, I have 15x cubed. No one else here has an x cubed. That means there are no more like terms that combine with 15x cubed. So I'll just write it down. Now I have positive 10x squared. Negative 30x won't go, but 3x squared will. So that gives me positive 13x squared, because they both have terms of x squared. Now, negative 30x goes with a positive 2x. That will give me negative 28x. And finally, down here on the end all by himself is a negative 6. So, no one else can be combined with a negative 6. So I write him down on the end. Now when I look at this equation, all my like terms have been combined. So I'm finished. This is the most simplest version of this expression. Okay, I hope this has helped clear up any confusion that you've had. If not, please make sure to come and ask questions.